What is your secret that you can't tell anyone because it will probably ruin your life? I caught a guy or word a girl yelling for help in a tent at a very loud bush party in my university days. I was drunk myself and I ended up blacking out with rage and beating him up with his pants around his ankles so bad that he was put in a coma for a couple of days. I never saw any consequences other than probably a broken knuckle. Nobody witnessed anything and I got off scot-free. The girl in the tent definitely wasn't going to say anything. From his Facebook, it looks like he is a happy and healthy father of 2 now. He doesn't know who I am. But I think I came very close to killing someone with a rock caveman style that night. Edit. Thanks everyone for the responses. But violence is not the answer. Calling people out on their day-to-day actions before they are able to act something like that out should always be the primary action to prevent stuff like that from happening. Almost ending someone isn't something 20-year-old me thought he was going to do that night. I have no idea what I'm doing at work. I stopped working at work 1 year back. I have no idea what the F they want from me because I watch 12 hours of shows on my laptop and work for 30 minutes a day by attending a team huddle and staying on mute. I didn't stop doing martial arts because I was annoyed that they took in a kids group and we were expected to help coach them while still paying for our own classes. I stopped because fighting other men made me horny as hell and that was not a context in which I wanted to interact with kids. And then I realized how F up it was that I was fighting other guys for my sexual gratification while they just saw it as fighting, period. So fighting on a whole kinda got shameful and disgusting. So I quit. I hid the extent of my alcoholism from everyone since I was 15, I'm now 35 and 8 weeks sober. No one knows I'm sober now as they've never known I had an alcohol issue. I was once at a party for my nephew's birthday and really had to go. I noticed they had a basement bathroom, so while cake was being served, I dropped a deuce that could peel paint. I was able to sneak in/out without anyone noticing. Fast forward to after the party and my SIL and BIL were complaining about 2 other family members clogging the upstairs bathroom and stinking up the basement. They complained that the smell lasted for days after that and it had to be professionally cleaned. To this day, they blame the other couple to the point that they get angry discussing the topic. TLDR, I'm a mystery pooper. I won the lotto. Haven't told anyone or changed my lifestyle. I'm still going to finish my degree in data science, so I can say my money is from a new job. Edit, thank you for the kind words. To answer some questions. Winnings just surpassed the 8-figure mark. $10 on Quick Picks. Why would a DS play the lotto? Well, I'm not one yet, but just for shits and giggles every once in a while. Yes, I know the odds. But that 0.000000024% chance could be you, haha. The story everyone knows is my boyfriend and I voluntarily left our place of work because our relationship went against policy, and we valued our relationship more than our crappy jobs. The truth is we got caught in my car before work and left in order to avoid repercussions. I left my job at an electronics manufacturing company in 2002, but they continued paying me my full salary, including all incremental raises and annual bonus until they offered me a very generous redundancy package in 2022 due to departmental restructuring, including an £85,000 lump sum contribution to my pension fund. I even got the quarterly magazine and annual Christmas card sent to me. In March of this year, 2023, I got an invite to the 75th anniversary of the company, went along, had a great time at the free bar, and nobody realized I hadn't worked there for over 20 years. You've got to love a good administrative error. While addicted to meth, I accidentally got caught up working for a Nazi gang in my hometown. They were just having me smuff and collect money for them, but by the time I realized what they were all about, they weren't about to let me just stop working. So I kept doing it until I was able to leave my hometown and make it out to Tampa. The things I got involved in while working with them could put me in prison for 20 years. Most of my family think I lived a pretty normal junkie life back then, but they have no idea how easy it is to get involved with big-name dealers in a town with such a high cartel presence. About 11 years ago, I contacted my estranged father. We had become estranged due to the fact he abused my older sister when we were children. We sent some emails back and forth, and I lied that I was doing a college degree and needed help with tuition and costs. He must have sent me about £50,000 in 3 years. He found out it was a lie as he emailed the uni I said I went to, asking for a receipt for tax purposes, and I'd blocked him and never spoke to him again. That £50,000 was spread between me, my siblings, and my mom when we were in financial difficulties, and I played it off as winning big in an online casino. I don't feel an ounce of guilt, but I'm not sure if my family would understand what I did. The man didn't pay any child support when he and my mother divorced about 12 years before this. So, I feel justified in scamming him. My wife knows and she's agreed to keep my secret. Edit, just for some further information, my parents divorced when I was 8, found out he had been molesting my sister when I was 17. Between the ages of 17 to 20, I didn't talk to him. Started scamming him at 20 all the way to age 24. I actually did go to uni the year after he found out and now work as a lab tech. That £50,000 brought us out of poverty and gave my mom the breathing space necessary to find a better job and move us to a nicer area of the town that I used to live in. My sister has tried to unalive herself countless times, trying to deal with the trauma he inflicted on her. His brothers all know what he did and yet took his side. He fled to NZ in 2007, around 2 years before we found out what he did. I sometimes go on his new wife's Facebook to see how they're doing, and it doesn't seem like he's missing the £50,000. I did what I had to do to help my family. That £50,000 also paid for private therapy for my sister who was being let down by the NHS. It saved her life. I have no regrets. 5 years before my stepdad died of Alzheimer's and leukemia, I noticed he was very quiet in the evenings when I visited him and my mom. I asked him, "Why don't you want to talk a bit more?" To which he responded, "If I don't say anything, I can't say anything wrong." I took it to mean that he was afraid of conflicts with my mom and said that I would want to hear anything he had to say. After he died, I realized why he said what he said. I was at a lunch with them when he tried to ask me something but put in completely wrong nouns, nonsense choices, and every time he did that my mom started laughing and said, "Ha ha ha, now you've totally gotten things weird." She didn't know she was being condescending because she didn't know he was getting advanced dementia. None of us knew then, and she just brushed his mistakes off as being silly mistakes. She couldn't know it shamed him so much that he stopped talking, since he didn't trust his words anymore, nor his sense of balance. I will never ever explain this to my mom, not even if I am super angry. I would do unretractable damage to my relationship with her. She mourned him deeply. Edit, to the heartless people insulting my mother over this post, she stood with my stepdad to the very end, sat with him in his room in the nursing home when he sometimes would scream for a half hour in mortal dread as he realized the consequences of his worsening condition. Those days would completely crush her. She suffered more than anyone I know have done, and also saw her own dad die of cancer in her youth, so you know nothing of her sacrifice. We buried him 2 weeks ago. I'm doing all I can to spend time with my mom at the cabin and cook great meals for her, do chores in the garden. My brother and his wife helps too. My 54-year-old secret would ruin several lives. My childhood best friend's little brother is actually my son, and his children are my grandchildren. After fleeing domestic violence and trying to make a new life, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. I'm fighting it, but I'm just so tired of life. My last baby turns 18 this week, and I feel like I've done all I'm supposed to. I'm sick of being strong for everyone else when all I want to do is go. I'm just so damn tired. Edit, wow, woke up this morning to this blowing up. I can thank everyone enough for the kind comments, messages, and overall support. I have somewhat a better outlook on things, at least for today anyway, suppose just one day at a time. I wish I could bless you all with awards and thanks, but for now upvotes will have to do. Thanks again, you don't know how much your kind words and thoughts mean to me. In middle school, a kid called me homophobic slurs and racial slurs, not just to my face, but to others in secret too. I did ask him to stop, but to no avail. He could outrun me, so I chased him down to a place hard to escape from at the back of the school and fought him. I was sick of him tormenting me. The fight got pretty intense with me kicking him while he was down on the stomach and chest. And I also punched him in the face, giving him a black eye. I was never reported for it, because I kid you not, he saw it as such an embarrassment that he got beat up by someone unpopular. Thank you for watching, friend. Until next time, and remember to stay hydrated.